guys, it's me, Danielle, Danny Buttons, and I'm back with part 2 from my Hippie Animals coloring book by Design Originals, illustrated by Hanna McCardle. Well, I got this book at Michael's back in November. It was with all the Creative Haven books they usually have, so hopefully if you're interested, it's still there. But basically, this book is a bunch of cool animals in hippie patterns. So, if you were here for part 1, you saw me start working on Kermit, who I've named Kermit after Jenna Marbles' dog Kermit from YouTube. It's been about 2 hours since I've been filming, but for you guys it should be at least 1 or 2 days, so there's that. I still don't really have much more of a plan, but I did take out 2 of my Color It gel pens, and I'm going to do some gel work. So we'll see. I'm going to do his glasses in hot pink and these borders in hot pink with the gel. And then I'm going to do the border for the whole thing in the glitter denim. And we're going to go from there and see how that works out for us. So, yes, in my last video, I talked a ton about my reading right now. I've been reading so much, been loving it so much, but in this video, I said I was going to talk about my actual coloring wish list, which I just realized I'm not prepared, so I'm gonna be off screen bringing it up on my computer. Okay, it's loading. So basically, my coloring habits have been weird, and I just don't know what to do about it. I have been in the mood for patterns, and I've never really been in the mood for patterns before. In fact, that's what kept me from the adult genre for a long time, the fact that I thought there were too many patterns everywhere. So I really don't have pattern books. I've been working a lot in that Color Quest book I previewed at you in the last video, and that does have some patterns in it. But now I've done most of them, and I'm at a loss for what to do next. I realized I like patterns, but even more so, I do like having the color by number and not having to pick the colors of my patterns, because I feel like in all of my coloring, the thing that trips me up the most is having to pick my colors. As I'm coloring this, I kind of feel like it's a little bit too dark pink, but we've gone there now. So I think, at least for his glasses, this is where we're staying. But I hope you can see on camera, but it is super sparkly and very rewarding to have that sparkle. And these were actually a really good deal too. They're Color It brand. I got them from Amazon. At the time I got them, they were on sale for $20, but I think they're normally $25, which is still a great deal. It's 48 different colors. And then it also comes with all of the refills. And it also comes with a case. So really, there's not much better than that. So I know a lot of times with gel pens in general, especially fancy gel pens like glitter gel pens, I am always so sad by how quickly they are used that I avoid using them, which is silly, but it happens. So having the backups is really awesome, and I think you can buy a whole nother set of the backups for only $10, which again, these are great deals. There are some gel pens that are like $3 or $4 per pen, so to get 48 refills for $10, and they work really nicely. I think out of the 48, I was swatching them and I had an issue with one being clogged, and honestly, instead of even trying to deal with it, I kind of just switched to the backup. So if you had patience, I'm sure you could even get that one to work. But otherwise, they all flowed right away. Everything was very nice. So I definitely recommend these if you're looking out for some gel pens. I think they also sell other packs of gel pens. I think they might sell a bigger pack that's glitter and regular. And I think they also just they're just different packs from them. So if you're in the market for gel pens, there you go. But as for my coloring wish list, here's my problem at this point. I want every French Disney coloring book that they make. I don't understand why all of the French coloring books for Disney are so fantastic and all of our American Disney coloring books are not fantastic. And I would buy them all, but shipping kills me. I hate paying for shipping. I think Amazon spoiled me, and now that I can get free shipping on almost everything, I don't want to pay for shipping anymore. So it's crazy because there's definitely the books I have gotten, sometimes shipping will be $12 to $14, and that's the price of getting 2 American books with free shipping. So it's been hard. I don't know. And also I feel like it makes more sense for me to make a big purchase at once so that I would save overall. But since it's like books, the shipping will go up with each item. So like, it still hurts me to pay more. And I don't know, I can't stand it. But I love all those books so much. If you've seen any of my videos before, I've probably talked about the set of books that I'm really into and purchased most of, which is the like mystery color by numbers, and each of them has 100 pages, which is amazing. And it's kind of like they're scribbly, so you can't tell what each page is, but then they turn into Disney characters. Oops, that's in the wrong spot. Hold on. I'm off screen trying to put my pen back. It's always hard because I always tap into the monopod, and I'm trying to avoid doing that. Let's see if this pink is better. And by see, I mean we're just going for it. We don't have time to get up and get our swatch book. See, this is called Glitter Hot Lava. That's the other awesome thing about these. Each of them have a name, and the names are on the barrels of the refill, so you know which one's which. I feel like that's pretty cool. I don't know if I love this color either, but again, just we're going with it. I just love the idea of the neon with the hippie vibe, which I don't know how accurate that is, but I wasn't around, so this is what I want it to be now. Yeah, so I want all of the French coloring books. They just came out with volume 5, which is crazy because they just came out with volume 4, it feels like. So I'm probably going to get volume 5. If I'm honest, volume 4 was a little disappointing to me because it had a lot of sequel movies. So it had a lot of characters from Little Mermaid 2 and 3 and like Pocahontas 2. And these are not very popular over here, I don't think, even with bigger Disney fans. But who knows? Maybe I'm just realizing I'm not the best fan. I thought I was doing pretty good, but yikes. I mean, I could definitely identify where all of them were from, even though I haven't seen them all. And honestly, I own a lot because they'll come in a package. But that's not the point. The point is, I was a little bit disappointed. And 5 looks weird too because the line work is different. Like, there's a lot of gray lines instead of black. But the characters are pretty good again. So we'll see. I will honestly probably get it. But I'm waiting because in April, they're coming out with a second version of the Optical Illusion book that I desperately want. I mean, I'm going to try and wait for a flip through for that too. And I also saw that in March, in like 9 days from when I'm filming, they're coming out with a Cats version. And now, I'm not a huge cat person, but I might be a Disney cat person. We'll have to see what's in there. Or, more so, I hope that if they're coming out with cats, that means they'll soon come out with, like, dogs or animals or magical creatures or anything else like that. So, then there seems to be a bunch of the French books that are cheaper color by numbers, and they're only like £4 or £5 or euros, depending on which Amazon you're on. And I really want to get those. And those aren't a mystery. You can definitely see what the picture is. But I have not sprung for any of them yet. But I'm thinking I'm just going to add extras to my next order. Let's be real. I'm going to save up and try to be good and not buy any books this month. And then I'm going to make a big purchase next month. That's my goal. So, yeah. I really want those. And then they have more of the books that fold out. So this folds out horizontally, but those fold out vertically. So I guess they're all like top attached, if that makes sense, that wording. And they seem to have a lot of cool titles like that, but those can get really repetitive. So I'm nervous about those. And by nervous, I mean I just know I won't get too many of those. I really want the one that's the alphabet. I think Jen from Reading with Pugs has it and did a video on it once. And like each letter, there's multiple of each letter, and then each letter represents a character that starts with that same letter. But what's funny about that is that it's obviously in French, so some of the starting letters are not the same. It's not that common, but for instance, Moana in French seems to be Viana, which, that's cool, but I don't know why that happens. So I'm interested. If anyone knows why that is, let me know down below. But yeah, so there's a bunch of those that I want, and it just adds up so quickly, and I just want them all. One day, I'm going to get them all. But I love doing color by number because, again, I feel like the stress of picking colors is the one thing that stops me from coloring the most, because I never feel confident in my color choices. I see some pictures on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just blown away by the talent, and just like, I would never have thought to put the colors together that people do. And so then when I do mine, I'm like, ooh, and I don't know. And I'm not trying to like compare myself to others. Like, there's always going to be somebody that's better than you, and there's always going to be somebody that's worse than you, like that's starting out, that has different methods. It's not actually they're not as good, you know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't compare yourself, because everyone's style is different, and everyone has been doing this for a different amount of times, and everyone has other skill sets that they brought into the hobby. So I'm not really comparing myself and being jealous that and thinking that I'm not good, more so than I just am in awe. I don't know. I think it's you can still be in awe. I hope that makes sense, and that's not just super rambly, because it feels a little rambly. But I don't want anyone to feel bad if you're at different levels of coloring. So if you're doing it, you're good. But all that being said, so those are big on my list. I basically want to raid France and take all their coloring books. I wonder, again, if somebody knows in France, like, are these books sold in like their bookstores? Do they have the same, like, this is gonna make me sound ignorant as heck, but do they have the same types of like chain bookstores that we do that would have these types of things? I feel like they must, but also I know nothing about any other countries, so that's embarrassing, but there we go. Because I need to go to France just to go to the bookstore and buy all the Disney coloring books. That's what I'm getting at. So, also, I'm really into and wanting a bunch of the like Japanese and Korean coloring books. But those are also a ton of shipping because they're not from here. Hello. So, I really want the sequel to the Forest Girl coloring book, which is ridiculous since I have not even finished a full page in the first Forest Girl coloring book. But the second book has watercolor paper, and that just seems like it would make it so much easier to do those pages. And maybe I'd be less afraid, but maybe I wouldn't, who knows. And I think I've seen this on Dee Dee's channel, Dee Dee Willingham, right? Is it Willingham or Willington? I don't know. But her channel, the Korean coloring book that's like fairy tales in Western style. So it has like Beauty and the Beast. I think he's a tiger instead of whatever the heck beast he is in our version. And I just think that book is gorgeous. And then there's this one book that I look on 70 East Books, And it's just, I think it's called like Girl with Bunny. And I just think it's so cute. And I really want that one bad. But I haven't made another purchase from there either. I really want to continue working in what I have and like come up with some sort of system to reward myself instead of just buying books and then being guilty that they're just sitting there. So, those are my overseas wish list. Oh, and another book that I just found out about that I don't even know the name of, I don't think. Let's see if I have this open on my computer too. I have my laptop right off screen and my mouse right off screen. So that's what I'm clicking around on. But Brittany, my friend Brittany, who I've done buddy colors with, she's BMazXO, I hope, on Instagram, and Coloring with Brittany on Facebook. She has this really cool book. Oh, I have to sign in. That was like dragons, and it's gorgeous. And When Dragons Dream by Anastasia Eli Koldarovka, hopefully. And that's so beautiful. And her page that she did so far was so beautiful, and it was all my favorite colors. And now I really want that book too. So I just have a lot of books I need to buy and not a lot of money to do it. So that's everyone's problem, I'm sure. But that's another gorgeous one. But yes, let's see. Now some from just like America's Amazon that are hopefully easier to get. I only have right now, I think like 2 or 3 Jade Summer, and they are always so tempting to buy those because there's the most random topics. So if you find one that you like, it's really cool. Like stuffed animals, I really enjoy my stuffed animals, and I think I would enjoy that book. And also, I think that would be a really good book to work on my alcohol markers with, because I don't know how to use them without it being incredibly streaky yet. I'm getting better, but I need more practice, and I feel like that would be a great book to practice in, because the spaces are really big, so you're going to have to like learn how to go fast. And because there's 2 of each, and I don't know, honestly, compared to all of these fancy books I was just talking about, those are usually cheaper. So if you mess up, it's not a stab through the heart. So there's a few Jade Summers on my list. I really like the stuffed animals. I really like, I got the Chibi Girls because Anne from A Colorful Life showed the 1 and 2 grayscale combined. I had 1 in grayscale already, but I bought the combined one because I was lucky enough to get it for $4 also before the price went up. So I bought that one, but now there's also Chibi Girl Horror that I want, and I really hope they just come out with a Chibi Girl Christmas, because I'd be all about that. And then I think the dragon one is super cute. I really like, I think I've talked about this before, books of fantastical creatures, so fairies, dragons, whatever, because you can really color them whatever you want. Because as you're probably connecting the dots, color choice is a big deal for me. So being able to do whatever color I want, because dragons aren't real, so who knows, maybe they all were hot pink, is soothing to me. So those are on my list. And then again, I really think I just watched too many of Anne's videos and put everything she says on my wish list, because I also really want the fairies grayscale books, because Anne specifically makes everything in those books look gorgeous, and I want to make something gorgeous, so I think I need those books too. So those are on my list, hopefully. So I will say with these colors, there is a little bit of glitter that rubs off, but I don't mind it because I love glitter. So like it doesn't flake off, so it's not going to be on your stuff, But if I put my arm on it, it might be on my arm, and then it'll make its surroundings a little glittery. So those things do not bother me. But in case that bothers you, be aware. Let's see. All right. I also have my eye on... I've never tried a Molly Harrison book, and her newest one, Whimsical World 4, looks super cute. And that's another one that whimsical. I can make them any color I want. That's super appealing. I don't remember why I never ended up with the first few. I think it's because I had the Selena Fenwick Fadorables, and to me they felt a little bit similar. But now I feel like it's been long enough that I can try something different. I'm also, yes, back to what I was saying before. I have been wanting to do patterns, and I've never wanted to do patterns before. And maybe this might be Lisa's fault, which I think her YouTube name is Lisa's Coloring Corner, I hope. You always comment on my videos, so I hope I'm right. But she just did, I think, a 7-part collection video or series, and I watched, I actually have half of the 7th one to go, but I watched the first 6, and she's like the pattern book queen and has hundreds, actually hundreds of pattern books. And now I want pattern books, but I don't want hundreds because I know myself and I won't be in this mood for very long, but I want something. So I put one from Creative Haven on my wish list. I just put Creative Haven Wild Tessellations on my wish list because that one seemed cool and like a good start, and Creative Haven is single-sided and that seems useful. And then I also put the one color mandala. I don't remember the way I want to say it, and I always hear people say it different. Mandala is how I think I would like to say it. So if I'm wrong and someone knows for real, let me know. But the mandala coloring book, I put the Sun Life Drawing one color mandala because obviously you can do it in one color, which seems so relaxing, but you could also do it any way you wanted. So it seems like almost a 2-in-1 book. But I was also thinking of putting their color by number ones, because again, then I don't have to pick my colors. I just love color by number. It's great. Love it. So those are all on my wish list. Then I was watching Shannon from Paul and Shannon Vlogs, I think is their channel name. I don't remember any channel name right now and it's terrible. But she always does amazing hauls too. And she hauled Fantastic Collections by Steve McDonald. And I have never heard of him, but he has like 5 or 6 books out. But the collection one looked the coolest to me. And it was just like, you opened a drawer of tools. Or there was just like stacks and stacks of nail polish. And I just like, that seems like the kind of tedious thing I would like, I hope. I don't know. So, but yeah, I did all this and talked about it because hopefully I would inspire people to look around and see what else is out there if you haven't. But also, I want to know what I haven't mentioned. So, like, what are you most craving? What 1 book or 10 books or whatever is next on your wish list? And if you could get it right this second, what would you pick? Because it's really cool that there really still is a coloring book for everyone and everything. And any topic, there's a coloring book. And I feel like sometimes, even on Amazon, I just, like, my recommendations are always the same because it just goes off of the few books I did buy. So you like have to actually deep dive to find other books. So let me know what you're most craving. If you could buy 1 book today, what would it be? Or again, 10 books. Or like a lot of people, I don't understand how everyone does it, but they'll know like the upcoming release dates for all their favorite artists. And I think sometimes people will like follow them on different places, which definitely makes sense. But I think the only artist I follow I follow 3 artists. I follow Emily Oberg from the Sagor Oxstagner and Fairy Tales. I follow her, but I don't think she's doing more coloring books right now. I follow Hanna Lin, which she's actually coming out with a new, or she's going to tell us about, a Best of Hanna Lin collection. But I'm a little bit wary because I have all of her books except Steampunk Darlings, because that's her newest, so I just didn't get around to it yet. But I'm sure I'll get it soon. So I feel like for me, a best of isn't necessarily necessary. Excuse my arm for reaching across. Let's do yellowed orange. Sure. But I think she is recently went full time for her art. So hopefully there'll be more coming from her. And I remember seeing that she wants to release another holiday book this year, which I super can't wait for. So I'm sure even if I pass on her best of, I will be getting more from her in the future. But I follow her, and I follow Erie, who did the Romantic Country series. But all of her posts are not in English, so I don't know what she's talking about. And I translate it, but I still don't usually know what she's talking about. So there's that. Did my phone ring? No. I'm still recording. We're good. Okay. So, but yeah, what's coming up? Who are you waiting for? What are you looking for? Has your style changed as you were coloring that made you want to buy a whole bunch of new books? Do you like everything? Are you a pattern girl? Tell me all the things about coloring specifically. This is what I'm here for. Let me know. Yes. Should we talk about supplies too, since I still have time left and need something else to talk about? Because we can do that. Let's see. Supplies wise, I'm not as needy. I don't know if that's the word for it. My list is a lot shorter for supplies than books because I don't, again, knowing myself, I'm not sure how often I would actually switch between supplies. Like, I force myself to now because I have them, but I think I'm close to capacity. But also saying that, not really, and I want everything. You're right. I'm sorry. So I think the biggest one that I would love is the Neocolor 2s. I just think that, again, everyone that uses them, they make amazing work. They look like they're so much fun. I really love water mediums, and I just love the ease of it, and I want them bad. And I'm debating buying a smaller set to try it out, but I feel like then I would feel guilty to upgrade. I don't know. When I did it with my Prismacolors, I have the 48 pack of Prismacolors, and then I eventually got the 150. I very rarely use the 150, both because it's just awkward to physically hold the 150 set, and also because in my mind I have to finish these first, which is weird that I think that because I don't always think that with other things, but that's the way it is. So I feel like if I got any Neocolor 2s and then got the big set, that I would just end up using the small set. Which, who knows, maybe that means I don't even need the big set. But I think we all know we always want the big set. Let's be honest with ourselves. So I'm going to have to look. Maybe that'll go on sale someday, and I can snatch that up. But I also am kind of craving more watercolor pencils, because instead of watercolor pencils, I got the Inktense, and the Inktense are great. Do not get me wrong, they're a lot of fun, but they're very, very bold. They are, in fact, intense Inktense pens or pencils. So sometimes I just want a more pastel look that you really cannot get from Inktense. So, and I think I have the biggest set of Inktense, and it does not necessarily fulfill all my needs. So, yes, there's that. So I'm thinking about looking into more watercolor pencils. But from my limited searching, it seems that a lot of the watercolor pencils are even more expensive. So that's where I'm hesitating. I also have never tried a Posca pen, and so I might just have to buy myself that soon, because again, I've seen a lot of cool stuff with Posca pens. Oh no, I missed a spot. Sorry, I Need to do it before I get distracted from it. I've seen a lot of cool stuff with Posca pens. And I feel like I can make cool stuff too. So I might have to just order one of those. And speaking of Posca pens, I think you've seen my, or hopefully I did my little cheat. Let's see if I can reach. Ugh, stretching. I had some Wink of Stella, but it ran out too quick for my liking. So instead, I bought some Liquitex Iridescent Medium, and this is just paint, but I just very lightly rub it over stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, the Wink of Stella was very convenient, so I kind of miss that and might look into getting that again. Ooh, I know. I really desperately need the spray-on fixative to seal in the pictures. I don't have that because I went to Michael's and couldn't get somebody to open the locked cabinet. There was like nobody working that day. There's the tea there, but anyway. So I need some of that stuff. So, yeah. What is on your wish list there? You know what else? This is sounding so needy, and I hope nobody's taking it like that. I just think that part of the coloring hobby tends to be a shopping hobby that just comes with it. That seems to be the case with most of my art-related hobbies, and even reading. So I just think it's just fun getting supplies, talking about supplies, knowing about the supplies. Obviously, I'm very happy with what I have. If I never got another thing again, I could probably color for the next 10 years without needing. But it's just fun to talk about and think about and spend your own money on. Like, you do you, girl. So, yeah. Posca pen. Fixative. Those are the big ones. Like I said, my supply list is a lot shorter. This is a very small supply, but I really need these guys because this guy's getting pretty dull. This is the Tagal adjustable sharpener, which so far this is my favorite sharpener because I don't like having really long pointy tips. I like shorter, less pointy tips. So I think I'm in the minority there, but that's always the way it's been because I hate the idea of the tips breaking, and they don't break as often when they're shorter. Ooh. Samuel is texting me again. He interrupted the last video texting me, and there he goes again. I'm going to ignore him for a few minutes and then see what happens. He's talking about dinner. Should I leave? Okay. I'm going to be right back. Text him back. Pick out all the rest of my colors so I'm not moving around as much. And resume. So this will be like a snap for you guys. I wish I knew how to do that. Like, all right. So I've brought over my iPad, so even if he texts me, I can just deal with him off screen. But back at it. Now I don't even know what I was talking about. Thanks, Sam. I was probably just talking about supplies still because that seems to be all that I've talked about this whole video, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, so again, I just want to know what you guys want. You could say what your dream supply would be. If money was no option, you can just say what your next supply will be when you save up for it. Things like that. I just like to learn about what's out there. I honestly, truly think shopping is like part of this hobby for me. And I truly just enjoy being on Amazon and looking around and finding things that way. And that might be crazy, but I've just always been a list person and things like that. So I love having wish lists, and I just love like reading the most popular list. I used to be obsessed with like Barnes & Noble's top 100. So that's where I'm at, and that's my thinking. So, let me know. But I'm going good with Kermit here. I think I have a plan for most of the rest of what's going on. We will find out together. I said this in my last video too, but who knows who's seen what. This could be your first ever video of mine. I'd be a little surprised that you picked a part 2, but hey, maybe it came up in your feed. But I'm probably very annoying because I jump around within my picture all the time. So I'll do this orange color for a minute and I'll be like, nope, and then I'll switch to something else. So I hope that doesn't bother you too much, but it's not going to change. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like staying on the same color for too long. So. Okay. So the other thing happening in my life is I'm going on another cruise soon. Right now, again, when I'm filming, it is March 4th. So it's exactly 20 days from my cruise. And we're going from the 24th until the 31st. So it's a week long. And it's me, Samuel, and my dad. And it's funny because my dad didn't go on vacation for over 20 years. And now I think I got him addicted to cruises. And this will be our 3rd cruise together. I want to say our 3rd cruise in 3 years. Maybe 4 years. But I really love cruises because they do so much of the work for you. I'm an over planner. I'm obsessive about knowing what's going on. And I get very nervous. I have really bad anxiety in general. So it makes me really nervous to travel. Really in general. But with the cruise, you just get on your boat and then you're going. So you don't have to worry about really getting around anywhere. You could, in theory, just stay on the boat the whole time if you wanted. We usually do not, but we usually go through the boat's transportation. So we'll do excursions with the boat, etc. So it takes most of the work out for you. You just wake up and look at the list of what the choices are, and then you do whatever you want. And I just love it so much. So for this cruise, we are going back to the Bahamas. That's really the most popular place. I live in New Jersey, and there used to be cruise ships that went out. We go on Carnival. I don't know if anyone is a cruise aficionado and knows all the differences, but I've only used Carnival so far, and I've heard that Carnival is one of the lower end cruise lines, but since it's the only one I've used, it seems really great to me. And I like it that way because I feel like if I went up to a fancier / more expensive one and then back to Carnival, that I would feel sad. But since I've only done Carnival, I think it's great. I like it a lot. But Carnival used to leave out of New York, but now they only leave out of New York in the summer, which makes sense because if you leave out of New York and then it's cold for 2 days going and 2 days coming back, it's kind of frustrating on a 7-day cruise. But it's not worth going in the summer, in my opinion, because the prices are almost triple. So, and also, you don't really need to go somewhere warm when it's already warm here. So we like to winter cruise. Honestly, we cruise at almost the same week every year. So that's ironic or telling, who knows. But we are leaving out of Baltimore, which is only like a 4-hour drive from us, which is not bad. And we're going to Freeport, which will now be my 6th time in Freeport. Grand Turk. This was my first time in Grand Turk, so that's exciting. But I've kind of heard not the best things about it. I've heard that the port itself is really nice, but other than that, it's And Moon Cay, which I've been to once, and it was magical. I'm so excited, and I really would do this whole cruise just to go to Moon Cay again. But Moon Cay is a private island that only the cruise ships go to, and it's just fabulous. Like, the water is gorgeous, and when we were there, it was nice and warm. Last time we were there, it was November, actually, so that, like, blows my whole theory out of the water, except it was for Sam's sister's birthday. Not birthday, for his sister's wedding. It was actually my birthday, so that was also kind of nice to get a birthday cruise bonus, because yeah, her wedding was one day of the cruise, but then it was my birthday, so I also got to celebrate that. Ooh, I always hate yellow because you can't really tell if you've colored everything. Like, it kind of looks like I haven't. I don't know what you can see on camera. Yeah, so Half Moon Cay is gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to that immensely. And last time, since we were with a big group, we rented like a cabana, and it was like this 2-story little house, and it had like a fridge, and it had a bathroom inside, and an air conditioner, and they like gave you drinks and snacks and fruit, which was pretty cool. Like, it was really nice. It was really, really nice. Sam's dad does not like being in the sun. He's very conscious of his sun exposure. So it was really nice for him to be able to go inside and still see everything and be a part of everything. And like, the beach was right up against the house. So it was really, oh, and it had a hot tub, a jacuzzi, or yeah, hot tub. So that was really cool too, to like get out of the ocean and go into the hot tub. And at the time, we had a 6-month-old baby with us, Sam's nephew. I guess my nephew too now, because we're married now. But our nephew was 6 months old, so it was also very nice to be able to get him inside, and he got to nap inside while we were still all together, all at the beach. There was a hammock, and they gave us snorkel gear, so we got to snorkel. It was just a very, very, very good time, and I'm very much looking forward to it again. Unfortunately, we booked too late, so we couldn't get a tiny cabana this time. But I can't imagine it's going to be less pleasant, because it was just great. And since it's a private island, everyone who's there is from the boat, so they give you lunch for free just for being there, because they know everyone came off the boat. And obviously, it's not like the most fabulous lunch in the world, but it's free and included, which is nice. And if I'm being honest, you don't have to deal with locals. And obviously, tourism is super important to the area, so you can't really fault the locals, but sometimes they're very pushy with selling their goods to you. So again, I understand the need, but as an awkward human being, I'm not great in that situation all the time. So I appreciate having the beautiful surroundings and not really having the locals. So, I feel kind of bad saying it, but it's just the truth. I like being honest. This is the color Sunburst. I don't know why I feel the need to tell you this when I'm not telling you anything else, but I just think they're so pretty. So, again, with the yellow, it's hard to tell if you've colored the whole space. Can you see if I've colored the whole space? You know what's weird, and this is completely unrelated, but I recently got lights put in my house. All of the bedrooms, this office is technically an extra bedroom, had no overhead lighting, and we got a whole bunch of overhead lighting put in, and I love it so much because it was so dark, and I hate the dark. Again, I got the anxiety, so I don't like being in the dark. But there's been downsides to it, mainly filming. I have glare everywhere now, and I don't know how to overcome it yet. So I have to see what to do about that. I have a lamp, but it is a very bright lamp that I don't know if it would alleviate anything. A desk lamp, that is. So I'm going to look into that, but... And also, I really don't have the space for it on my desk. So that's kind of frustrating. But I don't think it's too bad when I'm actually coloring. I don't know, though. You'll have to let me know. Like, you can see it on the glitter. But it's bad with, like, the cover of the book and any other shiny surface I may need to show you. The only downside to the marker, no, these are gel pens. The gel pens is that they take longer to color because you have to really rub it around there. yeah, so that's what's coming up for me. Shopping and cruising. Have you ever been on a cruise? I feel like I ask too many questions. I don't know if people are going to answer them all. But here's another question. Have you ever been on a cruise? Do you enjoy cruising? Would you cruise again? Did you hate it? I've heard some people hate it. I think a lot of it, too, is just the experience you have on it. I went on a cruise. I actually got engaged on the cruise we went on last year. Friendcation. It was like our first vacation with friends instead of family. So that's why we called it Friendcation. And we actually have another Friendcation in the works coming up next year, 2020, Friendcation 2020. But that cruise had the worst weather I've experienced. And it was very rough going. There were multiple medical emergencies because I think people were falling with the weather. And that was pretty intense. So, like, we got on late and we had to skip a stop because of medical emergencies. People were getting air vac'd off. It was pretty rough. And, yeah, it was a lot. I think all of us felt sick at least once. I had to leave dinner one night because I was not feeling it. And I didn't want to be telling everybody that at the dining room table. But even with that, my friends said they had a good time and they're ready to go on another one. And I'm excited for them that was their first and they're still willing, because it can only go up from there in my opinion. So we'll see. But I just love it. You know what else I love on cruise ships? I love cruise trivia. Now that I've hyped these up so much, I'm having trouble with my pen. That's frustrating. Let's see. Did that do anything? Nope, it made it more mad. I'm just going to try the old drawn on my hand method. Let's see. See, it's so hard because it's yellow, so it looks like it's coming out. My hand is sparkly now. Can you see that? It's like a swatch. What was I saying? Oh, cruise trivia. I love trivia. We go to all the trivias we can go to, and we try to win, and they give you tiny trophies, and it's great. But sometimes you win too much, and they stop giving you tiny trophies, which I understand. But also, if we won them, we should get our tiny trophies. I have won, I want to say 4 times in a row, Friends Trivia, the TV show. I love it so much. I am obsessed. It is my favorite TV show of all time. And I plan on winning again. So I'll have to report back and let you know. But I'm a big Friends fan, and I don't want to give up my title. But they do so many types of trivias. It's really cool. There's usually something for everybody, or almost everybody. There's Friends. There's been Star Wars. There's been Game of Thrones. We've done... They do some music ones, so they'll do like TV theme songs, Broadway songs, movie songs. They do food trivia, just general trivia, like specific topics. So they'll do science. They'll do a bunch of different celebrity types. I love it so much. It's ridiculous, but I love it. So that's a big thing I'm looking forward to on this upcoming trip. I'm also looking forward to, apparently Carnival has partnered with Michael's to do like a craft time. And I've done cruise crafts before and I enjoy it, but it's nothing like super fancy. So I'm interested in seeing if it's the same as it used to be, but just now Michael sponsors it, or if it's something fancier. But I'm going to enjoy myself either way. Also, the eating on cruise ships is great. There's so much included food. The Carnival ships all have, I think all at this point, Guy's Burgers. So Guy Fieri from Food Network has burger joints, and they're pretty delicious. Like Sam and my dad run to this burger place when we get on board. That's like the start of the vacation, is having one of those burgers. So I'm very much looking forward to that. There's like a sit-down dinner every night if you so choose. Obviously, you don't have to. But you can order whatever you want, and it changes every night, and it's all good. It's really nice. That's another thing that I love about it, is that I'm a picky eater, but I'm trying to be less of a picky eater. So for me, going on these cruise ships and having all the food already be included, it makes me branch out and try new things more readily, because if I don't like it, it's not a huge deal. Like, it's just not. There's always something else I can get. And obviously, I'm never wanting to waste food, but I even less so want to waste money than food, if I'm being honest. Which seems to be my theme, is being brutally honest here. So, this video is going to be so much longer, I think. It's hard to tell when I like have to stop, so there's segments of the videos. So I can't tell how long it is. So, I think my little Kermit dog's coming out pretty good, though. It's pretty much what my vision was for him. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the cruise. I'm also looking forward to bringing it back to video 1, reading on the cruise. I have not sat on vacation and read a book in a long time, because I went through that whole phase where reading was embarrassing for no reason. I went for years, though, that I would physically bring books with me places, but then I wouldn't read them. So I have a personal goal to read an entire book on board. They actually have library on board, but so you can like look at books that they have and borrow them for the week. But I'm sure I'm going to just bring my own. But it's nice to sit in the library, too. It's relaxing in there, quiet. So I'm looking forward to that. My dad got a balcony room, and he loves to go out and have breakfast on his balcony. So I'm sure he'll let us share his balcony and visit him. It's actually the farthest away we are. Last time we were only like 2 or 3 rooms away from him. But now we're on a completely different floor. So that's just how it worked out with what was left. We booked pretty late this time, so we had to play the cards we were dealt. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Okay. So we're doing that. But again, I'm just really excited. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been on vacation, but like we went on our honeymoon recently. But if I'm being honest, that ended up not being the best time, which was very sad and frustrating. But again, the truth. So it rained multiple times. It was very cold. I got sick. Then eventually Sam got sick. So I'm just really, really crossing my fingers for a healthy vacation. So. Again, my throat's going. How do you guys do it? Tell me. How do you talk for so long and not have throat issues? See, that's when I'm nervous, because I just drank all that water and I feel like the microphone is right up against my throat. And also now I just touched it 3 times. So I don't know if that was loud and annoying. So. What else can I talk about? What do you want to know? I wish you could answer in live time, but I am not at the level of doing a live video yet. So, I gotta be honest, I'm like really excited to be doing this picture because I haven't done anything in this book, but I'm also really excited to be done and working back in my Color Quest book right now. I'm really addicted right now. So, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, now I have distinct goals of finishing that book as, like, my first finished coloring book, and I don't know how reasonable that is. But I've just really been in the mood for it, so. Whew. This is super shiny in real life. I hope you can see it at all. Ooh, there's a good, I think that's good. Shiny, yes. I feel like the crab from Moana when he just wants to be shiny. Yeah, I'm really happy I'm doing this page. Because again, I have not done a page in here, and I've had it for months. And that's not the way I want to be with my books. I'm hoping that I'm just buying books that I like, and then I'm going to use them. I ended up giving a few books to my cousin's daughter. So she's like almost my niece, right? Do you have cousins like that? Almost. Niece. I gave her my Fabiana Attanasio books. I only had 2, and I think I did a page in each of them, but they were just not being for me right now. So hopefully she will enjoy them. She is 8, and my cousin said she's been coloring a lot and really into it. And honestly, let's keep it going, right? More colorists. The more we color, the more we buy, the more they make, right? I don't know. Hopefully that's true. So. Okay. So now we, oh man, I forgot about this completely. We have his bandana and we have his shirt. So my 2 thought clouds are, I can continue just using these 3 colors and get everything done. Or I can introduce a 4th color. And I think I'm just going to continue with these 3 colors, and then the 4th color will be this that I've already done. So let's do that. What else? See, I feel like it's too late in the game to be like, oh, and what TV show do you like? Oh, and what movie is your favorite? Because again, who's here? Are you still here? If you're still here, comment banana. Because I don't want to be wasting everybody's time. I don't have a plan. I don't know if I love that I did the glasses that color, because now they're really bold against everything else. But speaking of that, I was also thinking of using my iridescent medium and just painting the whole glasses so the whole thing looks shiny, but then obviously you can see through it, which I definitely might do, because then I feel like everyone can see what that medium is like also, which will be useful. Hopefully. How far in are we? 25. I think we're about an hour in. Ooh, makes me nervous to be this long. Oh, that's my Fitbit telling me I have not moved in an hour, which kind of supports my theory that we've been doing this for that long. So I'm so close to done. I'm going to do something drastic, and maybe everyone will hate this. So I'm going to do it in this video, and if you hate it, I won't do it again. I'm going to turn the phone off and finish the picture, and then come back and show you the end result. Because it's very tedious at this point, and I've run out of things to talk about. So let me know if this is terrible for next time. But I will be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Here's the final page. I feel like it's been like 15 to 20 minutes that it took me to finish that, so I'm pretty confident in my decision. But again, if this was terrible for you, if you're like, why did you make me sit through 2 hours just to cut out the end? Let me know, and I won't do it again. But I think it was necessary. Hopefully you can see all the magical glitter everywhere on the page. But there's my Kermit. So that about wraps it up. thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you'll subscribe, stick around for some more content from me. And thank you again. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Bye.